Crypto is going absolutely wild right now. You got Bitcoin pushing past $106,000. Trump bringing back that $2,000 stimulus energy. And you got the XRP just triggering an ETF countdown. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome back to Clockwise Crypto. Let's dive right into it here. So we have the Bank of England launching stablecoin consultation. Final rules to come in 2026. Bank of England invites feedback on its proposed stablecoin framework with the aim of finalizing rules the second half of 2026. So the UK central bank moving towards stablecoin regulation by publishing a consultation paper proposing a regulatory framework for the asset class. On Monday, they released a proposed regulatory regime for sterling-dominated systemic stablecoins or tokens. It is said are widely used in payments and therefore potentially pose risk to the UK's financial stability. So regulatory clarity, but we'll see how this plays out. I do believe that it's going to be one of those things where they're going to look and see how the Clarity Act plays out in the United States. And then by the middle of 2026, kind of make their own regulatory framework that's probably going to complement the Clarity Act in the United States. So a ton of countries are not wanting to get left behind. This is what you're seeing right here. No one wants to be left behind. All right. So no matter what you're hearing, all last week, it was all bearish. People were selling for a loss, which they shouldn't have, right? Or I would say just selling on red days. They just shouldn't have done that. Some people sold for a loss, unfortunately, and will never come back into the crypto space again. But if you're looking at the big picture, the macro picture, countries want to be competitive. Countries are going to be in a scenario where it's adapt or die. You've heard this time and time again, and you're seeing this right here. So it's not a coincidence where they're saying the middle of 2026. I think everyone's just waiting to see how the United States plays out. So they're proposing holding limits, individuals capped at 20,000 pounds per stable coin, businesses up to 10 million pounds with exceptions if needed. And pretty much they're getting public feedback, and that's running until February 10th of 2026 with final rules coming later that year. So we'll see how it plays out. I think the US is pretty much going to set the standard for other countries to roll out regulation. So next up, Bitcoin, the most hated bull run ever. 5 things you need to know about Bitcoin this week. It's by far is the most hated bull run ever. But if you look at this chart, what do you see? What do you see on this chart? Inverted head and shoulders, guys. Inverted head and shoulders. You look at our chart, we are on the daily time frame, because here this is the 1 hour, which is kind of short-sighted. You know, Bitcoin's very volatile, but you see it broke the neckline at about 104 and it's heading up. That is the inverted head and shoulders on the 1 hour time frame. Looking here on the daily, you see that we are coming up towards that trend line, the counter trend line. You remember what I told you guys? It's the bouncer break territory, bouncer break. So we'll see what happens there, and we're going to keep this up until further notice to see a bounce or break below. I did tell you guys that this is a critical level at about 99,000, psychologically 99,000, critical level for sure. So major level of support there, and then you have this counter trend line that you can use that to measure. If it breaks, more than likely it's a continuation, a high probability, no guarantees, based on our opinion. Next up, we have Trump's $2,000 tariff dividend is said to bring liquidity boost to the crypto space. So 21 Share just submitted its Form 8A filing for its spot XRP ETF, triggering a mandatory 20-day SEC review period. That move advances the proposal towards a potential listing on the CBOE BZX exchange unless the SEC objects. The EFT would track XRP spot price using CME CF XRP dollar reference rate with the ticker TOXR. So since then, XRP price has surged. If we look at where XRP is at, XRP pumping, everyone's talking about it. XRP up past 24 hours up almost 10%, almost 10%. So double digits, the only one in double digits in the top 10. So very bullish news for XRP. I know there's a lot of hate with XRP, and I'm going to say this. Same hate that we're seeing with XRP is the same hate that I saw with Cardano when it was at 3 cents. Just to preface that. And Cardano went on to run and do amazing. Did like 100x. Okay, so went from 3 cents to like $3 and some change. So I've seen it before. So the fact that there's so much hate and so much energy being put to XRP, in my opinion, I think is something to look at, right? There's no guarantees, right? But I've seen projects that were accepted by everyone. I look at Terra Luna, right? And it was accepted by everyone. I think it was top 10, at least top 10, top 15, and went to zero. And no one had any objections to Terra, right? Until it crashed. So I'm seeing that energy put to our XRP, the same energy I saw put towards Cardano, and it makes me wonder, because then we'll run into a Arthur Hayes situation like we talked about yesterday, when he randomly comes out and says Zcash is my second largest holding, right? When you never heard him talk about Zcash before, ever. So I think we're going to see something special with XRP. It's number 4, really number 3 globally when it comes to crypto assets. If you don't count Tether, it's a stable coin, but really number 3 in the world for a reason. So we'll see how that plays out for sure and keep you guys updated. Next up, inflation data returns and Fed cut expectations. The ETF floodgate hopes and U.S. government shutdown sparks institutional buying. So the potential end of a 40-day U.S. government shutdown is decreasing financial uncertainty among investors, leading to a growing institutional crypto accumulation. Institutional demand. If you guys didn't get the memo yesterday, there was some news that came out saying that the Senate has come to an agreement, right, regarding reopening back up and starting back up the government. And so they're saying here the U.S. Senate advanced a procedural vote to end the government shutdown, with final post-closure vote expected to occur today, according to the Senate schedule. Cryptocurrency market saw a rebound after that report almost immediately. So institutions restart Ether accumulation, fueled by prospective U.S. government shutdown end. And this is why you can see, look at this candle, even on Bitcoin, right? And if you look down for the past 24 hours, mostly green. So again, the time to look at opportunity was last week, or I would say the past 2 weeks, whenever there was blood on the street and there's blood everywhere. That was the opportunity to get a solid position, because the rebound's gonna come, right? More than likely. Not financial advice, no guarantees, but you know what I'm talking about. The rebounds are gonna come. So we saw Bitcoin go down here November 7th, so on Friday. Bitcoin went down. It wicked 99,000. You'd be in profit already. So that is the opportunity at play when you don't give in to the fear, greed, and use that as an opportunity to accumulate. So the looming end of government shutdown raises hopes of altcoin ETF floodgates. So this may be a trigger again for some bullish momentum. We will see how it plays out. So, you know, even with all the volatility, analysts are calling this the most hated bull run ever. For sure. And it's really because retail is jumping in and out. Retail's in, oh shoot, out, in, out, in, out. Then we have traders, the ones that swing traders that hold their trades day in and day out. They get wrecked versus just scalping. Like the most successful traders I know, most of them are scalping the crypto markets, right? They're not holding long term. If they're holding, they got in a good position with low leverage. They can capitalize on the upside and handle a pullback. So this is what we're seeing, guys. And, you know, we have that XRP countdown beginning. And with that, I definitely think there is going to be a window of opportunity. We're going to see a big push with XRP. If the FCC doesn't object, the fund will automatically be listed on CBO under that ticker that we talked about, right? And is backed by Coinbase, Anchorage Digital, and BitGo for custody. So XRP already is pumping because of that. So there's a ton of catalysts and economic news that is coming out right now to really position a breakout. So we'll just see if we can actually push this breakout and continue and break these levels. So the levels that we need to break here, and of course, all-time high of about 126. So those are the levels I'm looking at. Those are the levels that need to break in order for any type of optimism, any type of change in market structure or change in perception in the crypto markets. And you guys know it all started with Bitcoin. So I hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. We'll see you soon.